And we're here to talk about...
Just start from the top. Just start from the top. Hi, I'm Connor. Yeah, and we're here to talk about roof in a backpack.
Roof in the backpack.
Welcome to another episode of No Bones About It, brought to you by Mighty Dog Roofing, your home's best friend. Again, we're here with Connor Brawley, Frankie Melcher, two of our very best sales associates on the team. We're going to talk about process, starting with sales process and how do things drill down. So I'm going to get right at it today. We're going to jump right in. Talk about what your process looks like when you first meet with a homeowner. You're there on your appointment. What's that process look like?
For sure. One of my favorite things to do about the process, and not only about the process, about the job, is one, meeting someone new every single day. So one of my favorite things to do on the job is build rapport with the homeowner, for sure. Just get to know them, figure out their needs, do all those kind of things. And then at that point, then we go into figuring out what the main issues are of the home. Is there a leak going on? Is it age concerns? If it's roofing, and then go from there. Get up on the roof, take measurements, take photos, come back into the home, go through that process with the homeowner, and then we'll go through our shingles and all those kind of things, and then keep building rapport with the homeowner. Like I said, that's a favorite thing to do there.
Well, there's a lot there. Yeah. Frankie, how about you, sir?
Yeah, so same thing Connor said. We also get in your attic, make sure if you do have any leaks, getting in the attic will help dial in where that leak's truly getting in, and then also making sure your attic has proper ventilation so that your roof lasts the intended lifetime.
We talked last episode about problems, right? Whether they be negative problems, positive problems. To get to know you guys a little further, what are your favorite problems to solve?
That's a good question. Kind of like Frank hit on would be the attic ventilation. It would be probably my overall favorite one to work on, for sure. Definitely because it's given the homeowner a reassurance in not only their roofing life, but as far as AC units in the wintertime, it might have a little bit better movement as far as air and those types of things. So just figuring out the attic ventilation, and a lot of homes that we go into don't have the proper ventilation set up, and figuring that part out is definitely a tricky spot in some roofs and attics, but it's definitely the most important thing in roofing. So it's one of my favorites, for sure.
Cool.
I would say for me, it would probably be, it's not the favorite for homeowners, but when there's water leaks in the roof, because since water can travel every which way, you really got to get a good eye on it, because you normally see in the ceiling where water's present. That's how the homeowner normally sees it as well. So you have normally a general idea, but whether it's leaking through a pipe boot, nail pop, there's a million different tiny little things that water could be getting in through the roofing system. And I like that as well, because when we are able to find those, we're able to do more than likely just do a repair on them. That way we can get the water stopped, protect the home. And then worst case, sometimes those do turn into doing the full roof, which isn't the favorite of homeowners normally, because there's more expensive, but just getting the problem solved for the homeowner and helping protect the inside of their home. Because normally roofers, you think, it's just all exterior, but when there's a problem with the exterior, it leaks into the interior. So just helping protect the entire home for a homeowner.
Yeah, well said from you guys both. After a home is constructed, the roof is usually the single most expensive investment when it comes time for replacement. You guys do a great job when you're out there. You're sharing good examples of what's your favorite. It's kind of fun to hear about them. I've never asked you that question. No pressure to the customers, right, in your process. And the needs assumption really kind of leads more to the solution rather than saying you just need to buy a roof today. You guys are definitely not all about that. And it's a pleasure to see you guys connect with culture and hear about what your favorite things are as it relates to that. So thank you very much. We think about a lot of details go into roof. So when it comes time to explain, hey, what goes into a roof when it is time to replace, so that we ensure it's healthy, it's going to live its intended life. You're not going to have those leaks like you're talking about, Frankie. You know, you guys ever think about our tools, the roof in the backpack? Great way to illustrate how a roof actually gets installed. You guys want to take a crack at kind of walking through and sharing that today?
Yeah, I'd love to do that because when I was growing up, I was probably part of the 95% of the homeowners that we see where, when I was growing up, I thought it was just you throw shingles on the roof and you call it good. But there's a lot more detail that goes into it. There's a lot more science that goes into it, and we'll be happy to share that with you.
Fantastic.
Hi, I'm Connor,
I'm Frankie.
and we're here to talk about
Roof in the backpack.
Perfect.
So when we get to your home on install day, we're going to tear off all the shingles and we're going to get down to the decking here. The reason we do get down to the decking is because if there's any deck boards that are rotted, delaminated, or can't hold a nail, we're going to have to replace those. Once we have those replaced, we have a nice solid surface to work for, and that's when we're going to start with your water protection. We're going to go with ice and water shield. Ice and water shield is going to go on your eaves, rakes, valleys, and any other penetrations in your roof. Then remaining after that is going to be your underlayment. Your underlayment is going to be another water barrier that covers the remaining OSB in the field of the roofing.
So now that your home is fully waterproofed, you have what's called the starter strip. This goes on all the eaves and the rakes of your home to get a good nice perimeter so that no wind can get up underneath it to blow off any shingles. Once that's installed, you come in with the standard shingle. This takes all the brunt impact, has UV protection in it, has copper in the granulars to help with any algae. So this will help take all the impact of the roof as well as gets a good nice color options for the home. After that, we briefly mentioned about attic ventilation. One of the exhaust options for that is a ridge vent. This goes on the top of your home, has a good nice bend to it to conform to that. And then after that comes the ridge shingle. This goes right on top of that. Again, gives it another layer of protection, has the UV in it as well. And that was Mighty Dog Roofing's Roof in a Backpack.